Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are ready. I hope you're ready to have to take a shower in a short amount of time because I'm about to show you some clips from the new Joe Rogan Elon Musk interview. And ladies and gentlemen, it is a suck and fuck fest to the max. There is some sloppy toppy being given to the billionaire who has now grown man titties. This is not good, bro. This is really you would think that with all the people correctly criticizing Joe Rogan that at some point some of the criticism would land, right? You know, when people said, I don't know, man, you did this whole, I'm an enlightened centrist, I'm above the fray, you know, I'm not on this side or that side, bro. I'm just like sort of in the middle. And then you go on to have on Donald Trump and fucking give him a hand job. You have on J.D. Vance, same thing. You have on Mark Andreessen and Peter Thiel and Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg and all these billionaires, and you get out your fucking baby oil and you fucking lather it up and you start rubbing it all over them. Like, at some point you would think, I'm becoming a little bit of a parody of myself, aren't I? A caricature of myself here, aren't I? That, you know, oh, I'm above the fray, I'm like just a normal guy. But also, let me allow billionaires and war criminals to lie to you on a daily basis and fucking giggle and chuckle and talk about the AI 50 Cent songs every fucking episode. Okay, so Elon Musk comes back on. Now, somebody who was a serious person, they would say to Elon Musk, hey man, let's talk a little bit about your Doge cuts. Let's talk about what you did with Doge. Let's talk about the negative reporting around that. But no, Rogan is in the club. He's in the club. He's happy to be in the club. He texts with these people. He hangs out with these people. So he's not going to ask any real questions. So this is a fluff job of an interview. A real journalist, a real curious person would have said, hey, why did you cut pediatric cancer research? Why did you cut the National Weather Service? And then, by the way, there were late warnings that came out and people died because they weren't able to get out of Dodge because of an extreme weather event. That's directly because you fucking fired National Weather Service people. Do you feel bad? Do you lose sleep at night that a fucking children's Christian camp got flooded and a bunch of people died because the warnings didn't go out because you fired the National Weather Service people? How about Meals on Wheels? Why did you guys cut Meals on Wheels? Why did you cut the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which is one of the few agencies protecting Americans from being defrauded by big financial institutions? Why did you fire the nuclear safety officials and then have to beg for them to come back? Why are you guys destroying FEMA and the Department of Education? Why did you fire 83,000 veterans? Why did you close down 50% of the Social Security offices? Why did you fire 250,000 public workers? Why did you do that, Elon Musk? Why did you get rid of the food safety inspectors and the air traffic controllers? And why did you guys fucking axe the scientific research? And cut the USAID money where you know now people are dying as a result of that. People don't get their malaria medication, their HIV medication, and people are fucking dying because of that. But Rogan is not interested in that. He's interested in playing patty cakes, bakers, man. I hope I'm in the club and I hope you guys like me. Yay! All right, so here we go. Let's start. Here we have them talking about Trump.
Biden administration was not exactly my best friend. Especially after I, helped Trump get elected. Which, I mean, some people still think, Trump is like the devil, basically. And I mean, I think Trump actually, he's not perfect, but he's not evil. Trump is.
Motherfucker, you said he was in the Epstein files. You said he was in the Epstein files. That's what you said. You called it. And by the way, you were right. But now he's not evil? So you're telling me there are people who were best friends with Jeffrey Epstein who are not evil, according to you? Which, by the way, let's also point out, remember, there was a story that just came out not that long ago. You know who else is in the Epstein files? Elon Musk. Is Joe Rogan going to push him on that? I wouldn't hold your breath on that one. Because remember, this is what we know about Trump. There's literally a picture of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, and Trump is handing a big check to Jeffrey Epstein, buying a girl. They say, oh, it was a joke, hee hee ha ha. Look, I'm buying a girl from the world's most prolific pedophile sex trafficker. Isn't that funny? So we know that. We've seen the picture. Michael Wolff says there's literally a picture of Trump that Epstein has, where Trump's got a stain on his pants, and there's two girls of an uncertain age bending over laughing in front of him. Is this gonna... He's not evil. I don't know what you're talking about. He's fucking murking innocent Venezuelan fishermen off the coast of the Caribbean with zero evidence whatsoever of any wrongdoing, but he's not evil. He's not evil at all. I can't, man. I mean, this is just astonishing to me. A guy who, Epstein is on tape saying Trump was my best friend for a decade. I mean, we literally have a situation where Trump hosted a party at Mar-a-Lago. It was a private event with teen models, and the only two people there was him and Jeffrey Epstein. But that guy's not evil. Epstein allegedly learned human trafficking from Trump's modeling agency with John Casablancas, notorious pedophile, and others who were notorious pedophiles. But he's not. All the fucking war crimes, all the corruption, crypto scamming his own supporters, all the pedophilia. People think he's evil. Why does anybody think he's evil, bro? Why would anybody think he's evil? I don't understand.
Not evil. I mean, I spent a lot of time with him, and he's a product of his time, but he is not evil.
No, I don't think he's evil either. But if you look at the media coverage,
the media treats him like he's super evil. Yeah,
it's pretty shocking if you look at the amount of negative coverage. Like, one of the things that I looked at the other day was mainstream media coverage of you, Trump, a bunch of different public figures, and then
it's like
Mamdani.
96% negative or something crazy.
Yeah. And then Mamdani, which is like 95% positive.
Fucking good. However negative it is on Trump, it's not negative enough. However negative it is on Elon Musk, it's not fucking negative enough. Not because I have some sort of innate hatred towards these people. No, because objectively, what they do in the world. They make these disgusting decisions that ruin people's lives, and then they whine that you're not giving them 50-50 coverage. Then, of course, if you do give them 50-50 coverage, they'd complain it's not 100% positive. So this is, I mean, it is incredible. This is such a fucking low IQ moment from Joe Rogan. Oh, they say 96% negative. It should be way more than that. Richard Hanania wrote an article on this where he argued the media is totally biased in favor of Trump. Why? Because on a daily basis, he does like 12 different things that are legacy defining that should end his fucking presidency. And the media can't even catch up. They can't keep up. They can only cover like one or two of those things. So in a sense, you're biased in favor of him because you can't even cover all the negative shit he does. It's literally a Steve Bannon strategy, this like rolling thunder strategy. Do fucking a dozen things in any given day that are just over the top and extreme, and the media just can't keep up with you. But here they are going, oh, they're being too anti-Trump. Are you kidding me? Here's just an example of some things that Trump deserved way more negative coverage than he fucking got. He killed an increase in overtime pay for millions of people in this country. Nobody talked about that. This is the only show in the fucking country that talked about that. He killed a $15 minimum wage for federal contractors that Biden had signed. He got rid of it. He opposed the PRO Act and a minimum wage increase. He destroyed the NLRB, making it so people can't join unions, which lowers their pay and lowers their benefits and makes all that stuff worse. He destroyed the CFPB, which again is like the anti-scam police that protects you from getting fucking scammed. He outsourced hundreds of thousands of jobs. These are not things, other people don't even talk about these things. We talk about them on this show because I'm a fucking policy nerd and I'm obsessed with this shit, but this is what mainstream media should be doing. Mainstream media should be telling you all the fucking detailed connections between Trump and Epstein. You shouldn't have to rely on me. You shouldn't have to rely on me to walk through Trump's foreign policy with you and explain how he's always been a warmonger and he increased drone strikes over 400%. However negative the media coverage is of Trump, it is not fucking negative enough. However negative the media coverage is of Elon, it is not fucking negative enough. He's the world's richest billionaire, and he illegally hacked into our government agencies and started slashing programs, slashing pediatric cancer research and Meals on Wheels. And we're supposed to what? Fucking sing your praises? The ego on this man. Jesus Christ, it's absolutely disgusting, but I'm just getting started, so let's keep going here. Now, let's get some misinformation going when it comes to trans issues, which is sort of like a specialty of Joe Rogan. Here we go.
I'm sure you've also, because I sent it to you, that chart that shows young kids, teenagers identifying as trans and non-binary,
right,
literally stops dead when you bought Twitter and starts falling off a cliff when people are allowed to have rational discussions now.
Yes.
And actually,
first of all, as we're going to get to in a minute, that's completely factually wrong. That's point number one. Point number two, even if it were true, which it isn't, what would be the most logical explanation for fewer people now saying they're trans than there was before? Oh, I don't know. Could it be a openly bigoted anti-trans government coming into place and now people fearing for their safety so they lie and say, oh yeah, I'm not trans? So this is just, I mean, it's just incredible to me how fucking dense and stupid this man is.
they talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I said at the time, like, I think that, like, the reason for acquiring Twitter is because it was causing destruction at a civilizational level.
He's sucking himself off going, because I saved Twitter, I saved civilization, because we don't like trans people. Like, what the fuck is this? Nobody's been more hostile to free speech than you have. There's been a rising tide of Nazism online because of you. And you're going to act like you're some fucking hero? So anyway, let me cut to the chase here because shout out to Erin in the morning. She broke this down. Fact check. No, there is not a new survey showing trans identity is decreasing. On Tuesday, far-right academic Eric Kaufman published a new analysis through his so-called Center for Heterodox Social Science, first red flag, by the way, and the outlet Unheard, claiming that transgender identification in America is dramatically declining, a finding tailor-made for those who insist that being transgender is just a passing fad. Within hours, conservative leaders like Elon Musk and Matt Walsh were celebrating the supposed downturn as proof their anti-trans rhetoric was working. But as the data has now been reviewed by independent researchers, it turns out Kaufman's conclusion is based on a massive statistical error. When corrected, the numbers show the opposite of what he claimed. Transgender and non-binary identification in America has risen over the last 2 years as more people have come out than ever before. On Tuesday, Kaufman posted a Twitter thread declaring that trans identification is in free fall among the young. The graph he used to prove it, however, was fundamentally flawed. It showed students who identified as neither male nor female, a category that excludes most transgender men and women. In other words, Kaufman's supposed evidence of a collapse in trans identification was actually a selective chart of non-binary students, not transgender people as a whole. So you can go read this whole article if you want, but bottom line is they're fucking spreading misinformation because that's what they do. And at the same time, you got Elon Musk getting some sloppy toppy from Rogan himself, but also giving himself some sloppy toppy, pretending I saved civilization by buying Twitter. Like, what a fucking joke this man is. Your legacy is cutting pediatric cancer research and Meals on Wheels and firing 250,000 government workers illegally. You should be in fucking prison, Elon Musk, and you know it. And you got $500 billion. And you want to suck yourself off like you're some special person? With $500 billion, you could eliminate homelessness in the U.S. You haven't done that. You could eliminate hunger in the U.S. You haven't done that. And you're not going to do that because you don't actually give a fuck. More. Here we go. Just flat out lies from Elon. Here we go.
Cars are going to be autonomous, but there's just so many desk jobs where really what people are doing is they're processing email, or they're answering the phone, and just anything that isn't moving atoms, like anything that is not physically, like doing physical work, that will obviously be the first thing. Those jobs will be and are being eliminated by AI at a very rapid pace, and ultimately, working will be optional. Because you'll have robots plus AI, and we'll have, in a benign scenario, universal high income, not just universal basic income, universal high income.
I literally cannot adequately explain to you just how much this is bullshit. This is the same guy that just cut pediatric cancer research and Meals on Wheels telling you. He's the same guy who's been lying about Social Security, saying there's been so much fraud in it and a lot of people are illegally getting it. And he says, oh, it's okay. AI is going to take over. Your job's going to get stolen. But don't worry. The government's going to give you a universal high income. The same fucking government that right this second has Trump illegally freezing the food stamp money. 40 million Americans starving. 18 million children among them starving. Trump is freezing that illegally. That same government that won't even give people a couple dollars a day to survive as they cut 94 million pounds of food that was supposed to go to food banks. That same government is going to give you universal high income. He just makes shit up. Like when he said fucking 15 years ago, I'll put us on Mars in 10 years. Well, what happened to that, bitch? We know nothing happened about that. You want to know why? You're the fucking king of frauds and con man shit. And vaporware. How many times? I have this new product. We're going to release it next year. We're taking deposit money now. Thank you for the deposit money. And boom, you ghost everybody. You don't fucking create the product. He's a con man. How do people not see it at this late date? The problem is not trans people. The problem is not immigrants. It's fucking Elon Musk. It's the billionaires. It's Mark Andreessen. It's Elon Musk. It's Mark Zuckerberg. It's all these fucking con men who are stealing all the money, vacuuming up all of the money and all the resources as you fucking can't afford to pay your light bill. They're the problem. They've bought the government. They rigged the system. So now we're going to cut Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, the entire social safety net as your job gets stolen and they get wealthier and wealthier. We're going to have some of these guys who are going to be worth fucking trillions in due time and you can't feed your kid. They're the problem. We need to fucking tax these motherfuckers. There should be not a single person in this country that makes more than $999,999,999.99. Every single penny over that line should be taxed at 100%. And we should take that money and redistribute it. People should be given free healthcare, free college, a living wage. People should be given a 4-day work week. We should fucking ban AI from stealing people's fucking jobs. Do you not understand that they're going to fucking crash civilization as they ironically pretend like they're the saviors of it? And as Joe Rogan shoots the shit and giggles with them on his stupid fucking show? You know, at some point, Joe, you got to man up and not give these people hot stone massages and ask real questions. But you can't do that because we know how you feel around Elon Musk. You turn into a giggly little schoolgirl who has a crush, right? You're like, my puny brain can't fucking compete with you. Fell for all the bullshit fluff and marketing about Elon Musk. The guy's a fucking idiot. The guy's a total dipshit. And we're supposed to pretend like he's some genius, even after all the fucking harm he caused. All the fucking harm, all the illegal government cuts, and we're all still pretending like this guy's got anything to offer society? He should be locked the fuck up. He committed dozens of crimes. That was a crime spree he went on recently with the Doge bullshit. Lock him up. Lock him up. And Rogan, Jesus Christ. I mean, he's useless. He's literally like the useful idiot of the billionaire class and MAGA, and he's aiding and abetting them with their propaganda in destroying this country. All right, guys, I got one more for you. So this one here is Elon Musk flat out lying about why there's a government shutdown. And this is the sort of stuff that pisses me off the most because this is easily checkable, easily Googleable, right? And Rogan sits there, wow, bro, you for real, bro? Wow, amazing, bro. Meanwhile, Elon's lying, he knows he's lying, and probably more than half of Rogan's audience has no fucking idea, and they watch this and they swallow it whole, and they start believing shit about politics that is verifiably and factually wrong. Watch.
The reason you have the standoff is because if the hundreds of billions of dollars to create a financial incentive to have this giant magnet to attract illegals from every part of Earth to these states, if that is turned off, the illegals will leave, because they're no longer being paid to come to the United States and stay here.
Wow.
That's just a lie. What this government shutdown is about, the Republicans need, I think it's about 6 votes, 6 Democrat votes, in order to reopen the government, in order to fund the government. And what the Democrats are doing is they're finally saying, we're not going to let these psychopaths ruin everything. We're now going to step in and say, for you to get our votes, you need to allow in the Obamacare subsidies, the Affordable Care Act subsidies. What does that mean? That means it's the subsidies from the government that keep people's healthcare premiums low within reason. If you get rid of the Obamacare subsidies, people's healthcare premiums will double, triple, and quadruple, and in some cases even go higher than that. And so Trump and the Republicans are saying, no, fund this government without the Obamacare subsidies and let people not be able to afford their healthcare anymore. Let them not be able to afford their healthcare. Let people go bankrupt from fucking medical bills. That's the Republican position. The Democratic position is, no, we want to force you to allow the Obamacare subsidies through, keeping healthcare premiums low and making it so people can afford it. And by the way, most of the people, it's like 70% or something of the people who would be helped by this move from the Democrats are the Republican voters. Democrat politicians are looking out more for MAGA voters than MAGA politicians are. And all this bullshit about, oh, they're trying to give free healthcare to illegals. It's just a lie. It is just a flat out, unadulterated, pure lie. They made it up. They ran with it because they know they can't win on the merits. So they just lie about it and they repeat it enough. And unfortunately, it works where so many of their own supporters start to believe the lie. And they have no idea what the actual fight is over. And the Democrats don't do a good enough job of explaining to people, this is what we're doing and why we're doing it. And so they can't get their narrative out there properly either. And so people are just confused. But I just told you that's the real reason for the shutdown. Here's Elon Musk lying about it. Here's Joe Rogan going, wow, bro. At no point did he think, hey, Jamie, look that up. Hey, Jamie, type in, why is there a government shutdown? And then you learn it very quickly. You learn it very quickly. But no, refuses to do it. So disgusting, shameful. This man has a responsibility with one of the biggest podcast audiences in the world. And instead, he brings on MAGA assholes, fucking war criminals, pedophiles, and idiots. Elon Musk is in the Epstein files, and Rogan's not fucking pressing him on that at all, right? But you bring on these people to lie and gaslight and smear and mislead on a daily basis. And then God forbid any of us come out here and correct your ass and you go, stop canceling me. It's not fucking canceling. It's called telling the truth, which is something you guys should probably learn how to do. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.